Vrindavan is not a physical place on planet Earth. It's a transcendental land. Coming to the eighth, today is the eighth day, the symbol. It's an amazing symbol, you see, it's a infinity. There is no end to it. You can just loop into it endlessly. It's actually a circle that has got twisted like that. It's a perfect balance of the material and the spiritual world. It symbolizes cosmic balance and stability. It's a symbol of infinity, a continuous flow of energy and power. Today's discussion is actually about the journey of the Jeevatma towards the Paramatma. So all of us are in the realm of Maya. Maybe if I can draw it and show it to you. So Maya Shakti is one of the most revered for us human beings, for us on planet Earth, is one of the most revered creations of Paramatma. And she has a job to do. And the Jiva Shakti, the Jeevatma, is stationed here. So the Jeevatma is also called the Tatastha Shakti. Tatastha Shakti, the marginal potency. It's on the tat, on the edge. It can either move this way or it can move this way. So, which side are you facing? So, for whatever reason, all the Jeevatma, all of us who are here, we chose to face this way and enter into the arms of Maya Shakti. Jeevatma is we can say, the sentient souls who live on earth. And Maya Shakti, everybody knows? Maya Shakti is like Prakriti. She is the power that is in charge of this whole place. And it's a place of forgetfulness. So that's a very important, two words are very important in today's understanding of Vrindavan. One is remembrance, one is forgetting. So that is why I'm saying the importance of meeting my guru, because the journey of remembering began. Oh my God. I am beginning to remember something. I'm just getting some far away fragrance. But it's churning in something inside my heart. It's making me restless. There is something I knew. It's very tenuous, but the journey has begun. So this is where we are. Now, one of the things that has happened is Maya Shakti has been given a very bad rap. Oh, she is evil and she clutches you and she makes you forget. It is not so. It is the Jeevatma who turns towards her, because she has a very good PR system. She has these beautiful booths where she shows you that these are the things you'll get over here. And so the Jeevatma runs towards that and say, yay, this is what I want. This is very attractive. And then we begin to enter into her world. She never invites you. She's there. We choose her. Once we understand this, then we begin to take deeper and deeper responsibility for the choices we make and the consequences we make. So we enter into the world of karma and we endlessly churn for, I don't know how many thousands or lakhs or millions of years we are in this space. So we keep entering deeper and deeper, thinking, maybe this will solve the problem for me. Maybe this will do it for me. Maybe that love I'm seeking, I will get. So we get embroiled in that. And then by some good karma, the process, maybe somebody appears who begins to remind you of your journey back home, and then things begin to change. Yeah, coming to the eighth, today is the eighth day, the symbol. It's an amazing symbol, you see, it's a infinity. There is no end to it. You can just loop into it endlessly. It's actually a circle that has got twisted like that. And that's the very apt description of Krishna. There's nothing straight about him. He is so twisted and so crooked. Even his glance is sideways. You know, he doesn't look straight. He'll be talking to you, but he's actually looking at Neelama. Always this way. So the number 8, it's a very auspicious, it's a very desired number, it's a very lucky number. In Chinese astrology, it's the best number for them. It's a source of power and strength and also prosperity. It means that if you have number 8 on your birth chart, you'll be very wealthy and prosperous in positions of power. And it's a perfect balance of the material and the spiritual world. It symbolizes cosmic balance and stability. It's a symbol of infinity, a continuous flow of energy and power to be related to money, material wealth, health, wisdom, etc. So it's a beautiful number. And also, if you see, it is coinciding with that, you know, the material and the spiritual. There's a meeting there. Some more significance of the number 8. So if you have 8 in your chart, if your birthday or some, you know, adds up to 8, or 8th month or whatever, if your name adds up to 8, those are very good and lucky signs. So what is the connection of Krishna to 8? It's a very deep connection. Like I said, you know, have you eaten that sweet jalebi? Anybody who's not from India? There's a sweet we have. It's called a jalebi. It's like a twisted thing. They did. It's a sweet. It's dipped in syrup and it's very delicious, crispy and full of syrup. You know, it's like this. That's how Krishna is. Yeah, dipped in syrup. Too much of him can cause problems. So, number 8. So he is generally considered. There are two thoughts about it. Some say Balaram, who is Krishna's brother. Some say Krishna is the 8th incarnation of Vishnu. He was born on the 8th day of the dark fortnight of Bhadrapad. So his birthday sometimes comes in August, sometimes in September. And incidentally, September is a very important month in Vrindavan because all the Sakhis, Ashtasakis and Radha, they are born in this month. How many of you have September birthdays? He's the 8th son of Vasudev. So there was a prediction. His uncle, Kamsa, there was a announcement in the skies saying that he was a very evil king, that you will be killed by the 8th son of Vasudev. Vasudev was his brother-in-law. He was married to Kamsa's sister. So he was so afraid of this announcement which came from the skies that he imprisoned Vasudev and his wife, his sister, in a jail in Mathura. And as soon as a child was born to her, he would kill it. But when the 8th child was born, it was a girl. It was a boy. The 7th child that was born was a girl. And when he went to kill that child, she just escaped from his hands and flew up into the sky. And she was the Parashakti herself. The story of his birth is also very interesting. When he was born, all the doors of the jail opened and Vasudev crossed the river Yamuna and deposited him in Vrindavan. So 8 types of sweets are offered to him on Janmashtami. That is his birthday. He has 8 very dear Gopi friends who are the Ashtasakis. He is the master of 64 kalas. There are 64 kalas, arts, including the art of splashing water in the river, arts like that. Arts of anointing, making hair decorations, making flower garlands and flower ornaments. I mean, when you read that list, it is so amazing. So he was a master of all. And in complete 100 on 100, it's not 80 on 100. For each of the colors, he had complete mastery. Like the art of making a floral bed, decorating a bed with flowers. So he knew all these arts. And he would love to decorate Radha's hair, put jewelry on her, put that red paint on her feet. And by the way, all the Ashtasakis obviously were also skilled in all these arts. But when Krishna would do it, they would just watch like that. Oh my God, is that how you do it? You know? Because he would do it so beautifully. He had 8 chief wives who were called the Ashtabharyas. Even Radha was born on the 8th day of the bright moon of Bhadrapad. He had 16,100 wives, which totals to 8. He had 80 sons. 8 places are associated with Krishna: Mathura, Gokul, Nandagaon, Vrindavan, Govardhan, Barsana, Madhuban, Dwarka. And he lived for 125 years, which also totals to 8. So there may be many, many more connections of the number 8 with him, but it's very significant. So welcome to Vrindavan. Advitya. It's an Advitya land. Advitya means one without a second. There is no place like Vrindavan in the whole of the world. Because the rules of Maya do not work in Vrindavan. She cannot enter. She can only come to the outer edges of Vrindavan. She cannot enter Vrindavan. But that doesn't mean that, oh, so I can go there and I'm free. It's not like that. You have to enter into the energy of that place. For those who are really able to enter into the Leela aspect, the Rasa Bhumi, it can be a Karma Bhumi, you can be living in a Karma Bhumi, you can be living in a Rasa Bhumi. That is the land of Rasa. But if you're able to enter into the land of Rasa, you will see there is no Maya working there. Therefore, all the rules and regulations and the commandments of, dharma, they don't work there. So you may say, oh, that means it's an immoral place also. Anything goes. Of course, anything goes there, but there is no morality. The concept of morality doesn't exist. Only love exists. When there is love, where is morality? Where are rules and regulations? All of you would have experienced love. And you know that if love doesn't break rules, it doesn't create havoc in your life, then is it even love? So there is a land like that on planet Earth, and that is Vrindavan. So what's such a big deal about Krishna? So he is the complete master of 6 opulences: beauty, strength, wealth, fame, knowledge, and renunciation. Can you think of anybody who has more of these qualities than Krishna? Anybody who's more beautiful than Krishna? Who's stronger than him? Who's more wealthy than him? So, the word Krishna, it holds the energy of the word akarshan. Krishna, akarshan. Akarshan means the attractor, the magnetic. So the energy of Krishna is one of attraction. So if there is somebody who has all of these in its completion, why would you choose somebody else? And especially if he is available. Shiva is not available to all of us, no? He's also very beautiful. But Krishna is he's there for you. You want me? Here I come. So the thing about Krishna is the love for Krishna that women hold in their hearts, in that paramour love, that Shringar Rasa, that lover energy. Um, Krishna is the perfect reciprocator. So many of us feel that, oh, I have so much to give, but of my love, it's so bubbling and I want to love with all my heart. But there is some limit in the reciprocation of it from the other side. But with Krishna, you are fully met. Fully met. Not more, not less. Exact. If you want more, then give more. You will get. There's no cheating in this business. So, he's a perfect reciprocator of your love. So, it's the land of confidential pastimes. These are not available to everybody. What the Gopis do, and Radha and the Gopis do in Vrindavan, is very confidential. There are two types of leelas that happen in Vrindavan. One is Bahirang, one is Antarang. Bahiranga is, where he is playing with his boyfriends and he's dancing on the hood of the snake and he is breaking the milk pots and he's stealing butter. By the way, what does this butter represent as a metaphor? First there is milk, then there is curd, then buttermilk, then butter, and then, all that. So, the Gopis, and how do they make the butter? They're churning like this. Yeah. So, even if you take it as a metaphor, the churning, you have to churn. You have to churn in that ocean to purify yourself and become butter. When you become so delicious that he comes to steal what you have to offer. So, that is his reciprocation. You have reached that epitome of becoming that deliciousness that he comes to your house to steal what you have made. Gopis, they would make the butter and they would hang it on the hook in a ceiling so that he can't reach it because he was short. He was a baby. Even as a baby, he was doing all his tricks. So as a young boy, and they would go and complain to his mother, take care of your son, discipline him. He's so this, that, and the other. He comes and steals butter from our house. And the mother says, what rubbish. I have millions of cows myself, and there is limitless butter in my house. Why on earth would he go to steal from your house? And she would refuse to believe. Then one gopi would say to the other, oh my God, today he came and stole butter from my house. And the other gopi's heart will be, oh dear, he didn't come to my house. But they would hang it up so that he couldn't reach it. And then they would go about their day, but I hope he comes and steals it, kind of a thing would go on. It's a very beautiful leela that would go on. So there is this Bahirang leela, and then there is an Antarang leela. Antarang is confidential. People don't know about it. Even among the gopis, there is some leela which is known only to the Ashtasakis. So more and more and more and more secret leelas are there. So it's a place of the rapturous ecstasy of sacred union and also of unspeakable pain of divine separation. After all, Krishna left all of them and went away to Mathura and to Indraprastha and then the Mahabharat war, then away to Dwarka. He never came back. He was 16 years old when he left and he never came back. All the gopis also were 16 years old. And they lived the rest of their lives in exquisite pain of separation, including his mother and father. So it is also the land of separation. And the level of separation that is experienced here is unspeakable. So you can always ask, well, why did he do that? But that's also a very, very profound and deep and confidential Leela, the separation. So if we are ready to burn in that fire of separation, then we will. So what happens is that the body begins to change. To attain the body of a gopi, the body of a spiritual aspirant, you have to burn in that fire of longing. You had it and now you've lost it. And you want it again. It's a very powerful purification process. Only those who can withstand and hold and have that container for it will be able to pass through this. And Radharani, the Adi Shakti, she's the Hladini Shakti. Satchit Anand, she is the Anand aspect. The Hladini Shakti, she is called. She is the epitome of ecstatic love, called Mahabhav. Mahabhav is a bhav that only Radha can hold in her body. It is so intense. Our bodies will explode. We will not be able to hold that bhav. So it's a very celestial bhav. So we cannot even think, oh, I want to be Radha. We cannot. We cannot. She is the essence of all essences. Akhil Sar Sar. And she is an embodiment of Parakiya Bhav or Parama love. Now, what is Parakiya Bhav? The laws of morality have crumbled. There is a Swakiya Bhav and the Parakiya Bhav. It's an illicit love affair. All the gopis are married. They all have husbands, mother-in-law, father-in-law, children. But they are in love with a Parapurush, with a man with whom they are not supposed to have a romantic relationship. How immoral is that? And he invites you to have an immoral relationship with him. So that is the bhav in Vrindavan. If you cannot enter and aspire for gopi bhav with a swakiya bhav. The queens in Dwarka have the swakiya bhav. But Parakiya is not available anywhere other than Vrindavan. Why is it so superior? So if you have the swakiya bhav, like if you're married to him, there are women who are married to him and they love him intensely. They serve him with all their hearts also. But still doesn't reach that level. Because it's a contract between them. I will love you and you will love me because we are husband and wife. I have expectations from you too. I give you everything, but I have expectations from you too. You come back in the evening and you have dinner with me. In Vrindavan, they have no ownership of him. They have no stake on him. He doesn't belong to them. He doesn't owe them a shred of any love and loyalty. He can just dump them any moment. To love him, you have to break all the rules. You have to go into the forest to meet him and tell lies to your mother-in-law that I am going to do puja in the sun temple. Yeah, all the gopis do that. Very elaborate. They will carry their plates of puja and their flowers and all. Where are you going? I'm going to the sun temple for puja. And all the gopis, they are going with Radha. And then once they enter the temple, they run to meet him. And they garland him with whatever they have brought. So you have to tell lies, you have to cheat. And there is always the fear that having come so far, yet he can leave you. He doesn't owe you anything. There is no contract between you all. Maybe he's just enjoying with me next pretty girl on the block and he goes off there. It's quite possible. But even then, if you can do this, even then, if you can break the rules, That is Parakiya Bhav. It's very exalted. So ignorant people say, if Krishna can have so many girlfriends, I can also have so many girlfriends. This is transcendental Leela. There is not a shred of materiality in Vrindavan. Not a shred. So we're beginning to understand what the gopis are about now. So we don't talk about it lightly. So who are these gopis? I mean, how did they get into this Purvarag? So who loves first? Does Krishna love the gopi first, or does gopi love Krishna first? Even I used to think it must be Krishna only, no? But it's not. The Jeevatma has to remember first. वो तो अंदर बैठा ही हुआ है. He is in everybody's hearts. Every human being's heart. So, you first remember, begin to remember. Or when you look at him, or you hear about him. So, Purva Rag is falling in love with Krishna before you have met him. Purva. So, like Rukmini, did she meet him? The queen, you know, she only heard about him and she sends him a letter, I want to marry you, come and rescue me. So when you begin to, when some Sakhi comes and tell you, you know, I met this boy on the bank of Yamuna. Oh my God, he looked like this. His hair was curly, his complexion was this shining black, and his limbs and his eyes and his lips. So the others just listen like that. What? Wow, something stirs. That's Purvarag. So this is a picture in which Radha is looking at a painting of Krishna, because Lalita Sakhi has made a painting of Krishna and she's telling him, you know, there is this boy I met. This is how he looks. And she's falling in love with him. And tears start to flow, and she says, I'll die if I don't meet him. So the love has already, so like I said, he responds, he doesn't initiate. He reciprocates. You give and he will return. That's the deal with him. So who are the gopis? Are they simple milkmaids? You know, they're milkmaids, illiterate. They've not been to school and college. They don't know how to read and write. They have not done any sadhana also. They don't meditate. They don't have a puja room where they sit and think about Brahman, Paramatma, stuff like that. How come they are the ones who get the cream? So the Skanda Puran says that there are 3 billion gopis. And out of all of them, 8 are the most special. And as per Rup Goswami, there are 2 categories of gopis. The Nitya Siddhas, the word itself explains, they are the eternally perfect. They were never in the material world, ever. Then they are the Sadhan Siddha. Now we come to a very interesting place. Sadhan Siddha gopis. Those who became perfect by practicing Bhakti Yoga with sadhana. Now the Sadhan Siddha gopis are of 2 categories. Those who have so becoming a gopi means being born in Vrindavan in the body of a woman. You have to achieve that body. So there are 2 categories. Shrutichari, they are the personification of the Vedas and the scriptures. And the Rishichari. So can you imagine, all these gopis that you see in Vrindavan are actually the personified forms of the Vedas and all the religious scriptures. And they have they took a body to come and sport with Krishna. So let's not take it lightly. They are perfected beings.
The period of gopi we are talking about is much earlier in time, and is there such a number existed as a human as 3 billion gopis? That's a huge number. We are told that our population is booming and going in this number only now.
Yeah.
So where does this 3 billion gopi comes from? What does that mean?
So, like I said, Vrindavan is not a physical place on planet Earth. It's a transcendental land. Like it's very difficult to explain. Like even when the Rasa dance happened, do you know how many gopis were in the Rasa dance? They were also a countless number. There are so many perfected souls. All the rivers, the Ganga, the Yamuna, Godavari, they took forms of gopis and came. All the rishis took the form of gopis and came. So they're all rishis. So if you know the story of Dandakaranya, the incarnation of Ram, when Sita was kidnapped by Ravan in the Ram Leela, Ram was in deep virah, in this pain of separation, and he was moving around in the village, in the forest of Dandakaranya, weeping, "Hey Sita, hey Sita." He was asking the creepers and the trees and the birds and the rocks, "Have you seen Sita? Have you seen Sita?" And there were these thousands and thousands of rishis who were meditating in that Dandakaranya forest, and they had attained perfection. They were Ramamay, Atmaram rishis. And they were meditating on Ram. And then they hear Ram's voice. They said, "Hang on, the one on whom we meditate after we have attained perfection is here in this forest." And they run to see him, and they're shocked. Because the absolute level of neutrality is what has been taught as the final goal, moksha. So they were the rishis who had attained moksha. They were free. And they see Ram weeping like that. "Hey Sita." And weeping means he is just all over the place with his pain. And they can't believe that, is this our Ram? And he's so beautiful. And at that stage, he's so vulnerable. That in the hearts of all those rishis in Dandakaranya, a new tremor arose, which they had never experienced before. And that was, what if he felt like this about me? What if he missed me like that? What if he loved me like that? What is it that Sita has that I don't? That my Ram is in this state for her. Can I also experience that? And of course, all this is happening at a transcendental, this communication is happening. So, and it is the grace of Ram that he did this Leela in the Dandakaranya forest where these millions of rishis were there, to take them to the level beyond mukti, beyond nirvana. Is there a level beyond that? That is the land of Vrindavan. He also communicated back to them that, look, in this life I am dedicated to one wife. I have a different role to play. I am Maryada Purushottam, ek patni, only one wife. But I promise you, I'll come back again and sport with all of you. All those rishis came back as gopis. When Uddhava goes to Vrindavan, he's the best friend of Krishna. And Krishna has left them and gone to Mathura. And at night he stands at his window, looks towards Vrindavan. It's not very far. And he weeps, and he weeps. And Uddhava knows that Krishna is the Lord Almighty. He is Param Brahma. Then why is he crying? He says, I'm remembering Radha and the Gopis. They must also be in great pain. And Uddhava has this arrogance that I'm his best friend. I know him best. Nobody can love Krishna more than I do. So then Krishna tells him, can you do me a favor? Can you go to them and explain to them to stop this crying and missing me and do some meditations and all that? Of course I can do that. I'm the master of that. And he goes. And he looks like Krishna also. So a chariot is coming and there's this beautiful man with a garland. He's his cousin also, his first cousin, so he looks like him also. So they come running, thinking Krishna has come, and then they look at him and say, "Oh, who are you?" He said, "I've got a letter from, he's written a letter to you. Krishna has written a letter. Let me read it to you." So he opens that letter like that. And the gopis say, "What? Krishna has sent a letter for us?" They snatch, and everybody snatches it, and they tear it, and everybody wants to have a piece of it. And Uddhava say, "Hey, hey, stop, stop, you silly women, what are you doing? This is Krishna's letter, I have to read it to you." And they're kissing it, and they're wiping it on their faces, and the ink has all gone because of the tears, and they're in a mess. So he's quite convinced that these are really silly women. And he begins to give them upadesh. He's everywhere. He's Param Brahma. Why do you have to miss him in his physical form? Sit and meditate on him. He's always there with you. And all that he begins to tell. So he's giving upadesh to the acharyas, to the most realized souls who are actually his gurus. Eventually he understands and he falls at their feet, and falls at the feet of Radharani. And he begs for a life to become a creeper and grass of Vrindavan so that the gopis footsteps would fall on him. So there's a total conversion. And Krishna's work is accomplished. So just think about it for a moment, about these gopis, who they are actually. They have transcendental bodies. There's not a shred of materialism in them. They are crystalline. There's a picture of the Ras dance. There were millions of them that day. And it was such a rare event that all the gods came on their chariots and they were showering petals because they had never seen anything like this. And it was actually not one night. One night of Brahma also is so long. So it was actually over thousands of nights that the Ras went on. So I want to give a little demonstration of what this bhav is. This Krishna's love for Radha and Radha's love for Krishna. May I invite you, please?
I'll just explain the lines so that you can catch the action that I will do. So here Radha is actually angry with Krishna and she's not wanting to talk to him. So he comes to her and she says, "You know, this whole night I waited with bated breath for you, and also the arrows of Cupid have been hurting me and you, and how could you just not come?" So the answer to that, and just to see how Krishna cajoles her and elevates her from being in this world of physical love or the effect of Cupid's arrows, which is basically to try and create love between two people. He says, "You know, while all these Cupid's arrows are hurting me and I'm in fire, but it's only your glance that can remove all the irregularities in me. So whatever negative things that I have and whatever harm is happening to my body or my thoughts, it's only your glance and your closeness to me that can remove that." So he's used the word vikara. Vikara being all the unwanted, negative aspects of myself that can be only removed by you, O Radha. He's not actually speaking about how he's yearning for her in love, but he's talking about how when she comes close to him, she removes all his vikara. So that's the first para. Then the second para is where he says that you are my life, you are like all my ornaments, whatever I'm wearing on me, you are that. Okay, you are actually the essence of my whole existence. That's the ocean of my existence. In that, you are the most beautiful jewel. And by your gracious presence, your being with me, I want to promise you that I will make the utmost effort for you to be near me always, because it's only your glance that can remove all the vikaras from me. Of course, I think this is world famous that Krishna asks her to take her tender feet, which are like lotus petals, and he says, "You know, you put it on my head, and as like an ornament. In place of my crown, you put your beautiful foot on my head so that from my shiras, all the negativities can just vanish. Here it's constantly he's repeating this negativity so that we don't misunderstand the Cupid arrows for uh, primal love.
Charushile Anidanam Munchamayman Anidanam Sapadi Madananalu Dahati Mama Manasam Sapadi Madananalu Dahati Mama Manasam Dehi Mukha Kamala Madhu Panam Priye Charushile Priye 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 Charushile Tvamasi mama bhushanam Tvamasi mama jeevanam Tvamasi mama bhushanam Tvamasi mama jeevanam त्वमसि मम भवजलतीरात्मम् त्वमसि मम भवजलतीरात्मम् भवतु भवती मयि सततमनुरोधि भवतु भवती मयि सततमनुरोधिनि तत्र मम हृदयम् अतीतम् तत्र मम हृदयम् अतीतम् प्रिये चारुशीले चारुशीले प्रिय प्रिय चारुशीले स्मर गरळखण्डनं मम शिरसि मण्डनम् स्मर गरळखण्डनं मम शिरसि मण्डनम् देहि पदपल्लवम् उदारम् ज्वलति मयि दारुणो मदनकदनारुणो ज्वलति मयि दारुणो मदनकदनारुणो हरतु तदुपाहित विकारम् प्रिये चारुशीले 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 प्रिये 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 चारुशीले 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 चारुशीले
Very exciting waits on the other side. We have just created a field of understanding and the proper alignment of what is Vrindavan. It's not just a at all kind of a place where there is all kind of the flower children live. So with that respect, we will enter into the Leelas of the Ashtasakis and Radharani. That session will be at 3:30. Thank you.